What's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRS TV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell to get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all of my stuff in the description box and in the comment section. Like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now this, I would like to call a part 2 to my video that I did about Jada Pinkett Smith. The first one was about, the fact that she's, doing her book and that she has a right to tell her story. But then further examining things, you got to really question what is the ultimate motive as to why she's doing what she's doing. And why is certain things now being revealed that should have been revealed a long time ago. So it's just that more and more that she's, because the book just recently came out, and all the things that she's been saying in the interviews, all the stories she's been dropping, you really have to kind of question, what's the ulterior motive behind all of this? Is this because you're trying to heal, or is it because you're trying to get another bag? And that this is a new lane for you and Will to kind of use your celebrity as the new form of, of getting the bag while you continue to pull up this united front so that you can continue to fool the public like you've been doing since 2016. Because I also want to discuss Chris Rock's role in this situation. And due to the fact that 2016 was the year that they supposedly separated, that was also the year that Jada did that video about, Oscars so white and that we're not being given real opportunities in Hollywood. And this was also due to the fact that Will Smith was not nominated that year for his role in the movie Concussion. Now, Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars that year. And I think that was the year that he approached Jada, because it was kind of being heard throughout the grapevine that Jada and Will had separated or supposedly divorced. So pretty much Chris decided to shoot his shot, and he was dismissed. And because of that, I think that's what led him to say the things he said during his Oscar hosting, where he was talking about, that there needs to be more diversity, more inclusion in Hollywood, but he used Will and Jada as a part of the joke. Like he said, during the segment that Jada is saying that she's not going to attend the Oscars, but Jada being invited to Oscars is like me being invited to Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. And then he goes in about Will, saying that, Will may feel it's unfair that he wasn't nominated for an Oscar, but I think it was unfair that he was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West. That piece right there, Will held on to that for about 5 or 6 years, and I think that is what motivated him to do what he did on Oscar night in 2022, where he went up on stage and he gave them this slap that was heard all around the world. I think that was one of the motivators, because he had dissed him and Jada during the Oscars back in 2016. And here it goes. They right there, right in front of him. And he again makes a jab at Jada. And Will knows that this is all due to the fact that he tried her, and because she gave him no play, he's now, using his platform to kind of throw her shade. And we know this happens. Like a lot of times when a girl rejects a guy, the guy then flips it, and now she's every bitch, hoe, and slut in the book. And I think it was kind of that situation. He felt some kind of way that she rejected him. But then again, Jada did have, as what she calls, an entanglement with August Alsina. And that's the only argument I have with this art piece right here, that August Alsina wasn't sitting here with Tupac, Chris Rock, and Will Smith having this discussion with the divorce papers on the table. Because it's clear that Jada has had multiple entanglements, not just with August. Now we find out that, according to what she's revealed, that she's also had a situation with Chris Rock. And we definitely know about her history with Tupac because she hasn't let down on it. It's getting to the point now that there's memes with her as Tupac on the all eyes on me, where the meme was all lies on me. I'm literally gagging over here. Like, it is like, wow. Like and then like 50 Cent had sent that meme, you know, the infamous picture with Tupac and Suge, and you got Jada, you know, peeping underneath, you know, Tupac like she's servicing him. Like, the memes out here are fucking crazy. And it's just crazy that, one, this is all happening while, you know, Keefe D has been charged in the murder of Tupac. You know, so Tupac right now is trending, and there's a lot of bags being made in Tupac's name. And then now she's revealing that Tupac proposed to her, but then yet there's been no record of that besides what she shared, because at the time when he, you know, was transferred to Clinton after being in Rikers, he was engaged and he married somebody else. Not to say that it wasn't true, but why now are we hearing about this? Why wasn't that discussed then? But maybe that was because, you know, Jada didn't act on it, so he just moved on. And then even while he was, you know, before he had was killed, he was dating Quincy Jones' daughter, Kadada. So it seemed like she, in my opinion, there were feelings between them, but I think her feelings were more unresolved, because I think she really wanted to be with him, but by this time they weren't speaking. But then also he had already moved on, and I think she regrets not acting on it when she had the chance, and now she's lashing out because she knows deep down inside that Pac was her soulmate. And when you don't take advantage of that, and then this person, you know, in this case, tragically leaves you, that stays with you. And she went into her marriage with Will Smith with that inside of her. And even though her and Will did have a connection, it was not as strong or as deep as the one she had with Tupac. I mean, it's kind of crazy that your kid is writing a letter to Tupac saying, I hope you can come back, you know, so me and mommy can be happy. I'm like, I ain't never seen no shit like that ever. So clearly that situation with Tupac was something that was unresolved in her, and I don't think she's ever gotten over that. And that just goes to show that, yeah, there was a deep connection between the two of them. And now you got this piece with Chris Rock, you know, because we all felt that he got slapped because of the joke. Part of that is true, but this goes all the way back to 2016 when Jada was leading this charge against that the Oscars is so white and that we're not included, you know, and we're not given the same type of love and opportunities that we deserve in Hollywood. And you took that night to kind of roast Jada, and then you roasted Will. So Will been holding on to that, because clearly Will's petty. So he held on to that for all them years, and as soon as he made that comment about Jada, you know, saying that G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, that just kind of everything that he's been building up, he just lashed out. And remember, you know, Will has been dealing with a lot of shame after that whole entanglement was revealed on that Red Table Talk between him and Jada, and everybody was roasting him. So he had that going on. He also had deep unresolved issues. You know, with his past, you know, growing up in a violent home, you know, with his parents. And also the fact that he's been keeping up this perfect good boy image with Hollywood. And I think all of that stuff built up to that moment where he literally just went off and slapped that man, and then was deeply emotional after that. And then Jada also revealed that during the break of the Oscars, Chris walked up to her and he was saying that, look, I really meant no harm by what I did, you know, trying to apologize to her. She's saying that Will is still going the hell off, and he's more mad now that he's talking to Jada. And then Jada is like, look, this is on some old shit. That let me know right there it was due to the 2016 roast that he did with them at the Oscars. And also for the fact that he did try her and she dismissed it. Because at one point they were all friends. Like, Chris Rock had actually guest starred on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he's worked with Jada on the Madagascar movies 1, 2, and 3. So with all of that, it makes you wonder that she's telling the truth, but is she telling the truth in a way that it makes sense? Or is she telling it in a way to confuse the hell out of us? Because clearly, her and Will have been living under this Smith brand, and they have literally been performing for us for the past 7 years. They literally have been playing in our faces, so to speak. So when you think of this whole situation, you know, you kind of got to look at this with a different set of eyes. Like, damn. I mean, yeah, you had that entanglement with August, but it seems like you had multiple entanglements going on. I mean, this is a person that clearly has some deep psychological issues, and you're just lashing out, you know, because I think she may be on the path to trying to heal. Or is this another gimmick to use their celebrity as another way of making money? I mean, it's not as if no one's offering her any movie roles, even though I think she's a great actress. I mean, as I said in the last video, I've been a fan of her since she played Lena on A Different World. I mean, I loved me some Lena James. Oh, yes, and I said in my last video, Dina, I meant Lena, so I'm correcting myself. I was a big fan of hers when she played Lena. You know, I loved her in all of her films. You know, I mean, let's keep it real. Jada Pinkett was the it girl of the 90s. I mean, you had her on your wall just like you did Tyra Banks, Halle Berry, Vivica Fox. You know, Jada was up there too. You know, Jada was that it girl. Everybody wanted Jada Pinkett. You know, she was gorgeous and was a good actress, but never really got the real treatment or respect from Hollywood that she deserved. And a lot of it is because, you know, her upbringing from B More, she ain't the kind that's going to really go along to get along. But then again, Will was that type. Will was literally the offshoot of Bill Cosby. I mean, let's keep it real. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air became the #1 black show after the Cosby Show had ended in 1992. So Will was considered the new black superstar of television. So, and on top of it, he was on NBC, the same network that the Cosby Show was on. You know, the same network that Bill Cosby tried to buy, and we all know what happened with that. So Will was already in that A-list space. And him and Jada coming together, they both had something to gain. She got access to that Hollywood A-list circle, and it gave Will, you know, an edge that he had one of the baddest girls on his arm. Because let's keep it real, you know, Will Smith, even though he had that A-list, that A-list circle, by and large, he was considered corny because, you know, gangster rap has now taken over. You know, his style of rapping, you know, even though Will has some bops. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of Will Smith as well. So even though Will has some bops, Will was considered corny by like the 90s when it came to rap music. You know, he was considered, you know, because in all hindsight, Will Smith is a party rapper. You know, so when it came down to all of it, you know, Will having Jada on his arm definitely took him up, you know, when it came down to the rap world as well as the celebrity world. So they both had something to gain from this marriage. But I think she loved him, but I don't think she was in love with him, which is probably why that wedding was such a mess. I think the signs was in that this was a union that was built on something else, and that the reason why neither one of them are going to get a divorce on paper is because this is a business arrangement. I mean, can you imagine the amount of money they've made just off the two of them being a couple? This is a grab. You know, but then again, this is no different with a lot of marriages. There's a lot of marriages that are considered business arrangements. You got people who get married for stability. They don't get married for love. And I'm thinking that's the case here. They got a love for each other, but it's not a romantic love. They had like a romantic moment or romantic period, but that has waned. That has like waned and died a long time ago. So now it's all about keeping up the brand, keeping up appearances, keeping up the celebrity, and just riding with that. And I think that's what's happening because Will actually supports what she's doing. Because I think it's also clarity for him that he's been trying to make somebody happy that he was never going to make happy. When now he gets the more deeper version of her pain, the deeper version of her background and all of that, you know, I think it gives him actually some release that, wow, you know, I was in a toxic marriage this whole time and I didn't even realize it. I mean, I knew we had issues and I know we didn't always see eye to eye, but damn, I didn't know she was dealing with all this. Like, no wonder. And then also she still had deep feelings for Tupac. So let's just say this is a crazy situation. And this is my last video talking about it. But I also had to share this piece as well. I mean, the first video, it was more about giving Jada Pinkett Smith her grace. That she has a right to tell her story. She has a right to share whatever it is she wants to share. And that we should give her that space to do it. Because everybody was just riding on her. Like, here she go emasculating Will again and all of this. But I think it was something that she needed to get off her chest. But then on the flip side of things, you also got to look at it with realistic eyes. Why now? What is the main intention? And then it's also been dropped that her and Will are supposed to be doing a book together. So is this like y'all new grab? Like, we gonna do tell-alls and get this bag and still play this united front, even though we haven't been together for over 7 years? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? But get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts, though. I like to hear your thoughts about this. But this is something I had to share because it's just mind-boggling of how it's like I really feel like they're playing in our faces. I feel some truths is being told, but the way it's being told is meant to confuse us and meant for us to kind of go along with their hustle that they're pulling right in front of us. So let me know your thoughts. And so until next time, everybody, take care.